Hey everybody, welcome back to Reality Wine Down Unfiltered, our bonus podcast where we talk about whatever we want, whenever we want. I'm Chase,
I'm Cassidy.
and I am feeling good today.
Are you feeling good? Why are you
I'm
feeling so good?
it's a Monday, but I drove home, I was listening to some Taylor Swift. I
Ooh,
had me
new
a diet
Taylor?
new Taylor, old Taylor. I did a little mix up, I would say. And then I had
Oh,
me a ice cold Diet Coke.
okay,
I had
Lisa
me a
Barlow.
water. I
Lisa
had me a
Barlow, come
I
through.
know. I had me a blanket on because I was cold today.
Oh my God. Okay, bear in mind, your commute is not like a 2 hour commute. It's like 20 minutes for you to get home.
It's one of
So
those
you
things, it's
did a
like
lot.
my 20 minutes of my alone time in the
Yeah,
car.
that's fair. That's
I
a
love
very
it.
sacred
I
time.
love it. So I'm sitting here. I got myself another Diet Coke because
Ooh.
I'm treating myself because we're recording. So I'm like, I'm
Treat
enjoying it
yourself to another Diet Coke. I mean, you're gonna be up all
too.
night. You're
I
gonna be
know,
up
right?
all
I'm
night.
being wild.
You a
No.
wild man.
But it's funny because I literally was like, I was on my way home and I was like, I'm feeling good today. I got my tunes on, I got my Diet Coke.
I feel like that's such a good thing if you had like I don't know if you had like a Sunday fun day yesterday. I feel like you had a few drinks, but I
It
mean,
was a beautiful
do
day
not
yesterday,
be
I have to
hungover.
say.
And we're having perfect like I'm so sorry to anyone like in the north that is dealing with like the very
Oh,
heavy snow and like blizzards.
yeah.
The what did Teresa call it? The Norwegian? And she called it nor'easter the Norwegian.
I don't remember, but it was not right. So I'm gonna
You're
go. I
it was
believe
a
you.
Norwegian, I think. But we have perfect weather, and I'm so sorry to have to brag
Yeah.
about that.
It
But
was
it is
literally like 67, sunny, like a little slight cool breeze. So we just like
yes,
enjoyed a day like out in the backyard, put up
yes.
our little umbrella, sat outside. It was nice, I have to
I
say.
mean,
It was really
it's
nice.
beautiful out, and we're literally having this weather like all week. So once again, I'm sorry to our northern
Yeah.
friends, but we are
Right. It's
feeling
like, well,
good.
you can live vicariously through us, I
Y-
suppose.
yes.
Well, we also had really good shows this week. So
We
I think maybe
did
that's why I'm so excited today because we get to talk about some good shows.
Salt Lake,
Um,
Atlanta, Below Deck.
yes, but before we had a couple news things that happened this week that we wanted to talk about first.
Yes, we had a little breaking news with excuse me, what is happening to my voice right now? My voice never does that.
You didn't warm
Um
up before, you didn't do
I was
your
like,
riffs.
sorry, I didn't do my vocal. Y'all have heard me sing before, my Melania. Maybe I should have done my first you on one. Okay, I'm back on it.
I think you're ready now.
I'm back on it. Kelly Dodd, a la Kelly Fraud, whatever we're calling her.
Ooh!
She has been let go from Positive Beverage. And I thought she owned Positive Beverage, by the way.
I'm okay. So did I, and I have to say, someone came up to me today at my place of work. I'm just
What?
kidding. My coworker, literally, because she knows I talk about, house life stuff, and she's like, "Hey, I just have to ask you, didn't Kelly own Positive Beverage? Because I'm confused how she got fired." And I
Oh
was
my
like, "Girl, that is a
God.
good observation. Proud of you for paying attention."
Yes.
And I was like, I know she invested. I think she said 250 grand at the time. So I don't know if she was
It
just
was
they
a
maybe
lot of
bought her
money.
out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just the way she talked about it. She made it like she was like I know she had said she invested, but I really thought whenever she said I invested, if it was $250,000, I thought she meant she invested into the company to like start the company, and
Thousand
that's what
percent.
had happened. But
That's what I
apparently
thought
not.
too. Apparently
They
not.
fired her because she's irresponsible and she makes insane claims and she's the worst. And I'm so glad they let her go. I'm like, how do we buy Positive Beverage stock? Like, how do we get online and
You're
get
like, it's
involved
time
in
to
this?
invest in this up and coming
It's
company.
time to invest. We support.
I
Oh
know,
my
but
god.
I'm surprised, or not surprised, but is this foreshadowing firing from the show, you think?
I mean, I don't know because she also changed her bio on Instagram to like RHOC veteran or like vet or something, which is kind of weird. I'm pretty sure it said cast member before, so maybe.
I wonder that could be it. And I just was thinking actually right this second. So maybe a dumb thought,
Don't
but I
say
was like, is
so.
she just trying? I know. I'm looking up. I'm like, will it come to
It's
me?
like, hold on, I just thought. All right.
Rare. So let's bear with me here. Working
Roll
her
with
out.
it.
Working her
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Is she saying that to kind of give herself some like upper hand over like the new girls because there is such a riff? Like she's like, I'm a veteran, you're a newbie.
I mean, that is okay. If that's the reason, that's actually like, good thinking. But
I mean, that's dumb,
still, like,
mind you, dumb Kelly thinking.
bizarre. Yeah, like I don't know. That's kind of a good thought though. I guess we'll see. Because I think
Like I don't
Andy
know,
did
because
mention something about cleaning house with Orange County, maybe.
yeah, well, because you know how
So
Vicky like always was incessantly saying like I'm the OG of the OC to like make sure you knew her
yes,
place. So I'm like,
yes.
it's Kelly being like, I'm a veteran, I'm a veteran.
That's actually a good thought. I guess we'll see, but I don't know. I also saw that Shannon Bedore, she launched her tincture yesterday,
With
right
the
when Kelly
in-house
got
photo
fired.
shoot.
Yes, the real for real tincture. It's a tincture. Like she kept saying that over and
It's
over
not a
again.
water.
It's a
It's not a
tincture.
water.
Literally gets stuck in my head. But yeah, but Shannon's been on longer than Kelly, right? Or no?
I can't honestly, I can't remember at this point. I feel like
I think it's
about
like
the
a similar
same.
time,
Yeah,
but
I feel like I've always remembered them together.
yeah, I
So
don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't
I guess
know.
we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm curious because it are they gonna really clean shop as much as they're talking about or
They
not?
need to.
They need to.
They need to
Yeah. But
desperately.
OC's over. Done
OC
with
is
her this
over.
year. Wipe
Two-part
her hands with
reunion,
it.
which is crazy. It's never two parts. I mean, Atlanta's given us like four parts before. They
Yeah,
got
so
two. So that
that's
really
saying
goes to show.
something.
Goes
But
to
we
show.
do have Married to Medicine coming back and Family Karma,
Yes. Are you
which we
excited?
just found out kind of. Well, Married to Medicine's coming out before, but Family Karma
Yes.
is like a little bit further away. But
Yeah, because we're seeing
I,
trailers for Married to Medicine. We're not seeing trailers for Family Karma
yes.
yet.
Did you actually see their like cast photo, like in those like burnt oranges and stuff?
They look incredible.
Insane. They look so good. I'm excited. I'm actually a late bloomer or was a late bloomer to Married to Medicine. I
Yeah,
didn't watch the first couple seasons, but
right,
then I binged them and I've been really into it. It's like they don't stop. And it's always been a very consistently the same cast, which I really
right,
like.
right,
The girls know each other. They're
right.
doctors.
I
Like
think
it's
that
it's
they
great.
bring in someone new. Did Contessa come on last season?
I think maybe 2 seasons
Two
ago
seasons ago?
Contessa came
Yeah, I
on.
feel like she's been kind of one of the only shakeups that have come on to like Married to
Yeah.
Medicine.
And I feel like she was already like their friend. Like I don't think it was
Right.
like a weird transition.
No, they
Like
didn't
it
like
felt
throw her
right.
into the mix.
And
Like
then
she.
that's also very similar to Family Karma. Like Family Karma, I love because also we've never had an Indian
Right.
show on
Right.
Bravo. So like seeing a group of Indian friends like living in Miami
Right.
is amazing, but they're truly friends. They've known each other for 20 plus years. And
That's
it's
what's so important on these shows. Like that's why I love Shaw's and why like we enjoy these shows so much when they actually know each other and they're
yeah.
actually like long-term friends.
And to add another dynamic onto Family Karma is all the parents know each other.
Right.
So it's a multi-generational drama slash scenes. Like there'll be scenes with the moms and then scenes
Right.
with the kids, and they're kind of like talking about like, oh, the drama that's gone on with
What do
it
they say?
all. And I'm
The
like,
aunties?
how do you
All of
get
the
that?
aunties?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And what other show do you get that? And it's
You
like
don't.
so spot on, like
It's
to
totally like
showing their culture. It's so
it's
great.
kind of like groundbreaking, especially in Bravo, that
Hmm.
there's a show like that. And so I'm really glad it's done well, and I'm glad it's coming back for a season two.
Me too. They were getting really good reviews last year, but like they aired like right at the beginning of COVID and stuff. So it was
Right.
kind of one of those shows that's like, is it going to come back? Like, what's
Yeah.
going to happen? Because at that point, every show's up in the air.
Yeah.
So especially being in its freshman year,
Yeah.
in its
Thank God
freshman
it's done
year,
well.
hopefully
I
it gets
mean,
its
thank
sophomore
God
year.
Family Karma did well and is coming back, and thank God Salt Lake has done so well and is
Yeah.
coming back for season two also.
Which I mean, let's just get right into Salt Lake because
Let's dive
it
in.
is the last episode before the finale. Can you believe it?
I could not believe at the end of the episode when it said next time on a supersized finale. I was like,
No.
no, are you kidding me? How
I
is it already
know.
over? Like, I feel like it just started.
I agree, but also it's been such a good season that I don't think we've had that many filler episodes. So
Right,
if that means if that's the reason why we don't have that many episodes, I'm
right.
happy with it because I feel like if we had some fillers, maybe we wouldn't be so like, damn, this was incredible, blah blah blah.
Can you
because
imagine the cutting floor is probably just like
Jen
10
yelling at
hours?
everybody.
Jen yelling at everybody and Mary in her closet. Like she's just sitting there spinning around in her closet. Like
She
that's
still
all
didn't get to leave this episode.
she is living in her closet. Somebody needs to free the woman. Like she's
Her and
stuck.
is it Darlinda?
Charlinda.
Darlinda. How could I forget? I mean, they're the cast members at Mary's house.
You are the ultimate Charlinda stan. I can't believe you forgot her name.
You know, it is. We need more of her, to be honest.
We really do. But
Um,
let's talk about this episode. I feel like we jumped in because I was like halfway through
yeah,
whatever.
but we couldn't resist
Mary was in her
Mary in the
closet.
closet.
We could not. Yeah, but I mean they're in Vegas
Yeah, so
still.
they go right into the dinner. So
By
they
the
set
way,
up.
food sitting on the table.
I love that service. Like I walk in and there's already snacks. Are you kidding me?
I do too, but this is the housewives. Nobody shows up anywhere. Like that probably was like 6 hour old like tacos and like
That's
it was
true.
probably freezing cold. I'm like, guys, this is a housewife event. Like
But
people
we
have no
did
place to go
get
outside.
the Lisa stamp of approval because the guy was like busting the table and she was like, I love that. And I was
I
like, okay.
love that.
She loved the food.
I
She's got
love
the stamp
that.
of approval. Did you also see that big punch bowl in the back? There was a
No.
big punch bowl, like it was like in like a like champagne flute kind of punch bowl. It was great.
Oh
There was a
my
little
god.
parrot, fake parrot on it. Very
Oh yeah, yeah,
Vegas.
I do think I vaguely remember the fake
Yeah.
parrot.
They
I don't
didn't drink
remember
out
the
of
full
it, so I
bowl.
feel like it was like definitely
I mean,
to
I don't feel
waste,
like
but
they even ate really though. Like
they didn't have time.
yeah, like the drama. Talk about sitting down and the drama breaking out. Like I want to eat. Like I'm going to dinner. I want to
I
eat.
know. So Meredith and Jen showed up first, and then Meredith and Lisa showed up first, and then
Yeah.
shortly after Jen came. And within 5 seconds of Jen being there, she's already yelling at them.
She comes in so hot. Like
It
she's gonna give herself a heart attack.
seriously, because they all Lisa said was like, hey, we had a great day with Whitney. She admitted the shit she was saying. Like,
Hmm.
I understand where she's coming from because she heard something. So she said it.
Hmm.
Like, it's not that big of a deal. We're done with it. And Jen just can't accept that, like, things don't have to be that dramatic.
Oh, but her reaction, like every action that is taken or whatever happens, her reaction is like over the top times a million. And I know that we like want that from a housewife. Like we want her to be giving us something because like we're making fun of Mary for giving us absolutely nothing but sitting in
Mm-hmm.
her closet. But I mean, it's so over the top. And Meredith was like not having it this time. Meredith responded immediately and was like, I'm disengaging. Of course, her famous line. We have I
Yeah.
love that, and I'm disengaging from her. But she gets up and she storms out. Like
Yeah,
she's
and I was gonna like I initially was like writing down like, oh, this is so annoying. Like if you're a housewife, you need to sit down and like, do that because that's like the
yeah,
job.
I
But
tweeted
she
that.
did what yeah. But I will say whenever she walked away, she kind of gave us a little bit of a reason why. And it was because of like her divorced she was
Parent,
brought up in a divorced household and she was always
okay.
caught in the middle of like parents. So she's like anytime I guess they fought, she like disengaged. So I
Which
gave
like
it gave her a little bit of like a thing that I was like, okay, I understand that, but still,
but like still you're on a housewife show where your job
yeah.
is literally I mean your job isn't to fight, but
No,
like
but it's like you're not gonna walk off camera because
it's to
like
be
you have
in
to
drama.
discuss it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
also Housewives has been on long enough. Even if you don't watch it, you know what's happening and you know that there's disagreements and like conversations. That's the whole show.
right.
So walking out or walking away is only doing a disservice to you
Right.
and us watching.
It's exactly. Um, but I think that Lisa really summed it up perfectly. This is what I've been saying the whole time with it. Like Whitney, it was the wrong time at Coach Shaw's party to bring up all of these it's not allegations, but it was the wrong time to bring it up. But on the flip side, Jen's reaction was once again so crazy. But I think that's the first time someone said that. And like the
Yeah.
fact that Lisa like put it out like that was like that's exactly what we've been saying this entire time.
And I don't know how anyone could think otherwise. So it's like, yeah, like Whitney, I mean, I thought it was hilarious she brought it up then, but like it was the wrong place, wrong time. But
Yeah.
that was about it. Like, I'm sorry, like if you didn't want to make a big deal out of it, I understand in the moment she got so mad, but this is now we're separated by 3 episodes or so.
Yeah.
Like you can't still be fighting over this whenever you accepted Whitney's apology. I'm
Right.
not saying it was the best apology, but you accepted it. That was your time to disagree or whatever, and you didn't. And then
Yeah.
everyone else is now friends with her. What
Yeah. Do you not think though? I kind of thought more in this episode than ever. Whitney is like a real pot stir. Like she
Yeah.
is
I mean, I think she is. But the
messy.
thing is, I feel like Jen originally was going to use Whitney as her pawn. So she was feeding her this information, like about Meredith and Lisa, for Whitney to say it. But Jen turned
Wait,
on
you
Whitney.
think that Jen wanted repeated like the rumors about Meredith whenever she had gone up to a hotel with someone else and like about their marriage? You think she wanted her to repeat that?
1,000%. Why else would she tell Whitney?
I think she just like was venting, and I think Jen gets like
Mm.
angry and like goes on like a rage, and she just throws stuff
No, because
out
the thing is,
there.
the one time when Jen wasn't enraged, it was whenever they were doing that stripper pole thing, and that's when she told her. They were just kind of having like a little kiki moment, and she tells her this, and it was whenever it was kind of like a calm, like no one was really fighting at that point.
I guess
That's just my thought. I don't know.
that's. I mean, maybe you're right. I
And
haven't
I think
thought
she
about
got
it
caught on
that
her
way.
shit because like she ended up kind of like getting mad at Whitney, and Whitney's like, okay, well now I'm just gonna tell everyone everything.
Yeah, that's I guess maybe you're right. I hadn't thought about it that way.
I don't
But
know though, but either way, this gets even more heated because she's not just yelling now, or she's yelling at Lisa and Meredith. Meredith walks away. Well, Whitney and Heather come down thinking they're just gonna have a nice dinner. They walk in so casual, like fun,
that
whatever.
was my
And all of a
favorite.
sudden, Jen's already up out of the table, and she's like, essentially, like, Whitney, I don't even know what she's saying. She's just
No, it
yelling
was
at
like
her.
Heather came around the corner basically and was like, "Hey, what's for din?" She's like, "Shut the fuck up!" And she was like, "Oh, okay." Like, what the hell is happening right now?
Heather was
What?
so taken aback. Like,
I
so
know.
then she starts yelling at Whitney as well. And Heather's like, "You're not doing this." Like, she gets in front of her, which I was like, damn, Heather.
Yeah,
It's just Heather Stan. I mean, you know this, everyone knows this, Heather Stan, because she
I
does not
mean, she's
like
a
she's
queen.
never fighting with someone, but she's always taking up for someone or like standing up for what's
She's
right.
reasonable. She's a reasonable
Yes.
person, which I don't get a lot of. Like, I don't think we get a lot of reasonable.
No.
Reasonable. Why can I say that word right now? I'm like reasonable. Like literally, like my tongue is too big for my mouth. Reasonable people on these shows, and she's very reasonable.
Yeah, and okay, wait. Did you notice that Jen had a bodyguard?
I did
She
notice
was
that
doing
Jen
all the
had a
yelling, but yet she had
bodyguard.
the bodyguard.
That is, I forgot about that. I forgot to write that down. You're right. She did have a
Yeah.
bodyguard. I
All of a
didn't
sudden he was
even
just
think
like
that
pulling
was
her to the side. I was like, wait, everyone's scared of you, not the other way
maybe
around.
she hired him because she knew that she was gonna have to be held back at some point. Like that's like what she does. She like knows like, hey, I'm gonna need you to like hold me back because I'm gonna get wound up. So like, can you just like follow me around and like get ready to hold me back?
Ugh.
Oh my god. But
But that was
yeah,
just like it literally that was the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the episode was Jen yelling at a dinner that I did not expect at all.
I was like
Like,
waiting for a Teresa like table flip. Like I was like, oh
yeah.
god, that precious food on the table is about to all get flipped over.
I was waiting for that parrot punch bowl
The
just to be
parrot
knocked right
wants to
off.
go flying.
I was like, poor
Oh,
parrot.
oh my god.
And then like Jen just like, she leaves. Everyone's kind of like mad at her at this point. So
Uh-huh.
all of the other girls go up to Whitney's room and kind of just like are kind of decompressing from it and being like, what the fuck just happened? Because no one understands what happened. Truly, no one
No.
understands. Because all they can really chalk it up to is that Jen's mad that they're friends with Whitney now. Or
That's
okay with Whitney.
and that's what it is,
That's
right?
it.
Like
That's it. That's what it's
that's
even
what it's
weird
come
saying that
down
because it was
to.
so dramatic that
Yeah,
it's like, that's
that's
it.
exactly what it is, and that's what it's come down to. Like she has no reason to have an issue with her other than she's just mad that
Yeah,
she's
and
back.
then like the one little other thing that came out of that was Meredith just was straight up like, "Hey, everyone's been asking questions. I've been separated from Seth for quite a while, off and on,
Mhm.
and I have been with other men." And Lisa, of course, is like, "Oh my God, is our friendship not that important?"
That's like it
Because
is weird to
like
not know that about like your best friend though. Like I
I mean,
feel
that
like
is
we should
very
know that.
weird, but also it's kind of a moment where I was kind of like, I think it was supposed to be like, oh, Meredith, damn, this is going on for a while. And Lisa's like, oh, but what about me?
She made it about herself.
But
She
I
did
understand. I
forget.
think I would probably feel the same way, to be honest.
Like, yeah, if I didn't know that you and Joe had been separated and you'd been sleeping with other people off and on for like a couple years or however long it was going. Oh God, did I just like spill all your tea on our
Wow.
podcast? Sorry, I didn't mean
Wow.
to like out you right now.
Just kidding.
I'm totally kidding. I
You'd
was
be the first one I would call because I'd be like, can we
totally.
burn down this fucking house?
I know, right? I was like, we're totally kidding right now because Joe is still alive and you're still alive. So like you know
Yes.
that nothing has happened.
I will post a picture so you'll know that he is
So
okay.
that he is alive. Also, he edits our podcast, so that's how you know.
Yeah.
If this sees the light of day, then that's how you know that he's still alive and we're
Very
good.
true. As long as our
Oh,
podcast is coming out, Joe is alive.
Joe's alive because we need him. We need him desperately. But okay, I was
Yeah.
cracking up at this the next morning. Like everyone's like waking up, whatever, the aftermath of the dinner before. And like Whitney's first move when she wakes up is just like put her leg by her head. Like she did like a full on like hill stretch, like up by her ear. And I was like, oh yeah, I too do that every morning when I wake up. Just put my legs on both sides of my ears.
I know, right? I was impressed by that. But did you notice she had striped black and white pants that weren't Brooks Marks?
Oh, the disrespect. Is
I
she kind of
know.
friend? Well, you know, it is a very exclusive line. I think only so many were made. She probably had a hard time getting her hands on it.
I mean, also, he must have trademarked the black sweatpant with a white stripe on the side.
I mean, 100%. You definitely don't have a pair from ASOS that looks the exact same as this.
I may or not be right.
He
I
does.
may or may not
He
be writing
does.
in Sharpie my own name on there.
Chase Smith on the side. Chase Smith. Oh
That
my,
original brand, the Chase Smiths.
that is literally what he does for his design. So
I wrote that down too. It was like stretching and knockoff Brooks Marks.
I can't believe I didn't notice that they looked like Brooks Marks. They probably are Brooks Marks. They just don't have his label sewed on the front.
She like white out the
Yes.
pants.
Shit off. Oh my god.
And then we go see Mary in her closet. So we're back to the point we had to start with because it was just so hilarious that all these girls are having a time in Vegas and then they call Mary. Shockingly, Lisa calls Mary, by the way. I thought that was so random.
I mean, I guess they're fine. Like,
Yeah, I know that they're like fighting, but it's just like I guess they're like putting them in a hat and be like, whoever picks it out has to call Mary in her
well,
closet.
that's what it's so bizarre. Like, Mary really, I mean, she hasn't created all of this drama, but it's a lot of it has like been based around her, and she hasn't been in like 98% of the scenes.
I
Like, she's
know.
literally
I
just been in
mean,
her closet.
kind of icon status that the story's been around you and you just literally get to stay in your weird closet.
Icon status for the wrong reason.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's like there's many ways to reach icon status, and this isn't the best route, but it's one we'll not forget. So hey.
Very true.
But I did like that Heather. So we think that Jen leaves, but she doesn't because she like calls Heather and says like I'm leaving, like blah blah blah. So Heather goes up to her room to like pick up a dress or something, and well, oh my god, shocking. Jen's still there.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, but I like that you caught it and you're like, I'm gonna do it.
You know me.
So SHAH-king, she was in the room with her glam squad that of like 5 people, which is still wild to me.
But that's the thing when she literally says, "Oh, thank God I have my SHAH squad here. Like I'd be going crazy without them." Blah blah blah. You literally have hired your friends at this point, and you've hired people to like back you up.
At this point, as you just said, friends. It's like I truly think those are her only friends. Like besides like the girls.
Friends, like but like
well, yeah. But that's what's sad about it. I think those are her true support system that she pays.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I don't know. We haven't seen anyone interact with her otherwise, or like other people outside of the group.
Because she freaks out too easily. It's kind of like a liability to be friends with someone who you don't know how they're going to react to things
at any second. Like it's scary.
Like exactly.
And on that note, Heather straight up says that to her. She's like, I'm not bullshitting you. I do consider you a real friend. So I'm saying straight up, you caused a problem last night. That was on you. You can say it was someone else's fault, but no one else was reacting that way. You were. And
that crown she kept right back on Heather's head.
Exactly. And Jen kept trying to be like, if you're my friend, you wouldn't be saying this to me or something like that. And Heather's like, that's why I'm saying it to you.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm your friend, I care.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jen, you need to really cherish this friendship because Heather is no bullshit. She's telling you exactly what she thinks and what everyone else is thinking straight to your face. You don't get that a lot.
No, I think that it's once again, Heather is a rarity because she will do that and she will be a real friend. And she doesn't just like leave her behind. Like, because the other girls are leaving to go to the,
To
lunch
Kimberly's
with.
house.
I'm sorry, I think you mean Alison Dubois'
I
house.
know. It's
Um,
like so
Maybe
weird.
like Lynn Curtin though. She gave me some Lynn Curtin vibes from
Because
OC.
she
They were
didn't
like a
have
little
much
hybrid.
energy, but she had like a lot of like, I'm spiritual energy.
Yes, which is very. I mean, I could see her like wearing Lynn's cuffs, like performing around with her arms.
Yeah, a lot of
Um,
like
but I think
this.
she says Heather at some point she calls down whenever they're like waiting for her to leave, and she had a classic line of I don't want to hold you guys up. Just go without me. I'm like, how many times have like you had to call someone and say like, oh, you guys go. I'm like 5 minutes behind you. I'll be
Yeah.
right behind you.
But like just go though.
You guys go. You guys go. I'm like, we've all been there.
Yeah, so like they end up all meeting at this Kimberly person's house. Of course, Whitney's the one that like sets us up. Like after that weird ass spa day, now we're going to this random lady's house in Vegas that's like she read her book one time. I was like,
That's
oh
like I'm
perfect,
like
she'll fix
Vegas is a
us.
weird enough place. I don't need to go to this
Yeah,
like random lady's house. They're like,
yeah.
if I'm going to Vegas, I'm going to gamble. I'm going to get my drink on. I'm going to the pool. I am not going to go to a like spiritual
She just was like an energy
advisor,
healer. Like I don't
energy
know.
heal. Oh,
I mean,
okay,
she's a rich
energy
one,
healer.
so either she decided to be an energy healer after she made money, or she sold enough of those weird ass books to be rich. I don't know.
She's like, I'm an energy healer and a professional poker player. Like it's like, she's like she channels the good energy
I
of
was
my
gonna say the energies
poker.
gave her the abilities.
I count cards. It's the energy. I'm like, okay, cool, because you did not get that help with just being an energy healer, but
It's just a house of cards.
okay. I can't.
So they go to Kimberly's house and they are sitting. Okay, I did love this couch though. I would have fallen asleep right away because it was one of those
Okay.
big ass couches that like had those huge pillows that were like body size pillows. I would have laid right into that and been gone. That
I think
energy, I
a
would have been
little bit
healed.
hungover. Exactly, a little bit hungover. Go there, crash
Yeah,
down.
I would have felt
Put a crystal
great
on
to
my
be
forehead.
honest.
I'm very down. I did notice that too. I was like, what a couch. What a couch.
Yeah, I love a good couch. Sorry, I got distracted because I was literally thinking. I think I fell asleep thinking about it.
Did you fall asleep?
I
I
think I
mean, I
did. I was
thought
like, the
maybe
lady hypnotized me.
the energy healed you via like the television. Like you really had a moment. I like you remember that her name was Kim. I had no idea her name was Kim. I just kept calling her Alison Dubois.
We vibed too well that now we are one, and she knew I was saying something, and she just like, I'm gonna let him rest.
You're like, I read her book in 2 days after this episode. Like your passion for her is like I love it. I love it.
Well, back to her because she actually did good. I don't know if it was her or they were just all ready to talk openly, but they just went
This
right
time.
into it.
Yeah.
And essentially, Jen brings up the dinner first,
Mhm.
and she kind of said that it was like Heather's fault.
Yeah, I think she tried to make it like it was Heather's fault. Either way, they were sitting there and they were having a conversation about like, do you trust Heather? And everyone like says they trust
Well, because
Heather.
like the thing was, it was like it wasn't that I don't think she really meant like it was Heather's fault, but it was like Heather was saying that it was all her fault to her. So she was
Yeah.
mad at Heather for being like, you need to take responsibility.
Again, having a reaction to a perfectly
Yeah.
normal action.
So she was like kind of saying that, and like Lisa and Meredith were like, no, like we did this on our own. Like
Yeah.
we are friends. We're fine with Whitney now. You're
Also,
not
like we
going to tell
don't
us
want
what
to
to
hold
do.
on to this.
No,
Like let it
the s-
go. Let it go.
the smallest fight, like the
Yes,
smallest fight.
exactly.
And Jim,
Not Jim.
not Jim, not my Uncle Jim.
Not Jim who came in from the back.
When did he go to
I'm
Vegas?
like,
Oh my God. He
just
didn't tell
I'm
me.
picturing like just like the Bernie memes, like Bernie on the side of the couch, like just sitting there. Like I
Honestly,
could
Jim
totally
has
see
similar
it.
vibes because he was like a science teacher and has like big glasses and like the white hair and he's like in his 70s. So it's like, wouldn't be too far off.
I mean, not wrong. Not wrong.
Anyways, not my Uncle Jim. It was
Not
Jen.
yes,
Auntie Jen.
teacher.
Was
Oh
called
my god.
out about Meredith, like saying that Meredith was having an affair or seeing someone else, whatever.
Mhm.
And Jen straight up denies it. We
Yeah,
have the clip.
that's what exactly like roll them back, roll the tapes, roll them back, roll them back. We've seen it. She can't deny it, and I think it's kind of like a first season housewife mistake, or like a I guess first series housewife mistake.
Hmm.
Like you are on camera. Everything you've said is going. If you have a mic pack, and there's a camera in front of you, you're being filmed.
Yeah,
And
you forget,
you can't
I think.
lie.
Yeah.
You can't lie.
No, and she straight up was like, I never said that. I never did that.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl,
Yeah.
it's like
You
the
did.
whole story right now.
Literally why we're having, it's like carries the last like 6 episodes. Like
Yeah.
it happened. So
But I did love the amount of times that Miss Kimberly made Jen say sorry. She's like, oh, no, 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 not that way. Say it again. And Jen would like start again. She's like, no, 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 no.
because it's one of those
No.
like, if I made you feel, if I, it's not like
Yeah.
it wasn't like a genuine
Oh, it was so
apology.
like a bullshit sorry or bullshit apology. But I just love that Kim was like, no, restart. No, 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 restart.
Kim
And
Stan,
I
I'm
feel like
so here for this.
I am. I want her to be in every. I want her to give me therapy. It wasn't therapy, but
I mean it was kind of like therapy, really.
oh
But
wait,
that's
hold on. Before we go there, we do have to mention that whenever she was like, "I want to play the trust game," and everyone raised your hand, and she went around the room and was like, "Do you trust Lisa? Do you trust Meredith? Do you trust Whitney?" And it gets to Jen. Everyone raises their hand that they do not trust
yeah.
Jen.
And Jen was genuinely shocked by that. Like
She was shocked.
She was genuinely shocked that nobody trusted her, which was mind-boggling to me. I'm like, you've had all these falling out with all these women, like y'all clearly aren't getting on right now, or they're not getting on with you. And
Yeah.
she's surprised that they say that none of them trust her, which
Yeah.
is very surprising to me.
And I think out of revenge, whenever the Kimberly says Heather, Jen's the only one that raises her hand. And I was like, you do not do that to Heather. She is
You
your
don't come for
only
our
good friend
queen.
here.
That's the thing. She's her not only, I mean, obviously we love her and we stand her for all these reasons, but she is the only one that's
But
like really her friend.
and we
the
stand her
only
for
one
the
that
right
matters.
reasons. Like because she actually is a good person and fun and like all this and has her back. And I'm like, Jen, you're going after the wrong person. It is the
Oh my
wrong
god.
person.
Sorry, you sound like I have to pause on that. You sound like all the Vivica A. Fox Lifetime movies that have come on over the last few weekends.
Not the wrong
You got the
neighbor.
wrong person. That's literally what you just did. Like the wrong neighbor, the wrong real estate agent, the wrong cheerleading coach, the wrong cheerleader. And then you just hit it with, you got the wrong person. And like, because there's literally a scene in all of the Lifetime movies where she says that at the end, and you just gave me that energy, and I had to point it out because I love it.
And I'm happy that that is something that I can remind you of
Big
because
Vivica A. Fox
I was gonna say
energy.
love it, love the Next Door series, all
I
filmed in
know
the same
that you
house,
didn't
mind you,
watch
all
them as
filmed in the
much.
same house.
Oh, all in the same. I mean, they like went in on their quarantine budget. They were like, we're gonna film 17 of basically the same movie with a little bit of a different storyline in the same house, same actors. Sorry,
If you
know
need
that
an
I have a
actor,
passion for Lifetime movies.
if you need an actor,
Like,
my
hello, I'll do
phone's
it for
open.
free. I will do it for, well, like $100. Give me $100.
Yeah, but like that's good for the budget.
That's 100%. 100%.
But we essentially wrap up Salt Lake with Heather saying, if you keep doing this, I don't know if we're gonna have a friendship.
Right.
And that was like a oh shit. If Heather's saying that, can't be good.
And we get a supersized finale next week. And
Yeah.
I'm excited for the reunion on this one. Like,
Oh, me
obviously, I'm
too.
excited for the finale, but I just think the reunion, like, Jen's gonna have a lot of questions to answer. I mean, Heather's gonna get to watch herself back as a queen, and there's gonna be, I think it's gonna be good. But I am going to need Meredith to stop disengaging all the time. She's gonna have to engage a little more because I think the cast will be the same next season.
Yeah. If she engages a lot in the reunion, I'll be very happy.
I completely agree.
But did we real quick? If you watch the clip or the teaser for next week, what the fuck was that on Meredith's face?
I mean, maybe I didn't watch it. What was
Oh
on
my
Meredith's
god!
face? I mean,
It
I know I
was
watched it.
Did
I believe?
I doubt it was real diamonds,
Oh
but it
no,
was
no, the mask.
that mask thing. I'm like, girl,
Yes.
no.
Was this like pre-COVID though? Like, I don't think that the
It
mask
was pre-COVID. That was her fashion choice.
That was foreshadowing. You know who styled her? Brooke Smarts.
No, if you styled her, it would have just been like Brooke Smarts. Brooke Smarts.
I was like, her face for some reason. I was picturing her like face painted or something, and I was like, what?
No.
But then,
I mean,
yes,
essentially, to me, I was like, I was more horrified because, like, girl, this is the finale. You need your face seen.
What if she literally, like, it wouldn't even surprise me if Meredith, this is how much she's going to disengage. She has hired a body double and put a face mask on the body double And she has sent her in for the finale because Meredith has officially disengaged. Like,
Right off the
she
show.
disengaged right at the finale. She was like, it's too much. I'm disengaging.
It's gonna
Then
be like
bye.
Scooby-Doo and they pull it off and it's Brooks.
They've been prepping this, and they've given Brooks Mark so much screen time. They've been prepping it for this moment the entire time.
That's the season reveal.
We
It's
solved
just
it.
Brooks Mark.
And that's why they say it's going to be an epic finale. And that's why it's a long finale. We're so here for
It's
this.
super sized because everyone's confused as who are they talking to the whole time.
I have never been so excited for a Wednesday in my life
no.
now. Like, I am. Sorry, Chase just had a porn ad pop up.
Where are you? Oh, back to me.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, guys. My computer wanted to do
I was like,
update.
where am I? I'm pouring myself some wine and have not moved from this chair. Where are
Well,
you?
that was Salt Lake. I'm excited for this supersized finale. Do you want to get into a little Atlanta?
I do. I want to head to the beach with the Atlanta ladies.
I really like their house, I have to say. I was into it.
I would love to go stay at that house. Are you kidding me? Like, the
Yeah.
beach was nice. Although there was like a shark that swam like
That's
like
true.
10 feet off the shore. And I was like, I'm never scared of sharks, but I was like, once I saw it right there and I was staying there, I don't think I would have been that down.
You know, I'm not a huge fan of the water, like unless it's like completely clear.
Right.
So I wouldn't be too worried because I definitely wouldn't be in it. But like I would maybe go up to like my ankles, but that's about
My
it.
crazy ass would be like 50 feet out past the shark, and you would just
Yeah.
see the shark swimming back and forth, and there's like nothing I can do to get back.
Yeah, we'd be screaming, Cassidy, shark, and you'd be like, "What, guys? I'm out. I'm swimming. Don't ruin my
Just laying
time."
back with like my flotation devices, like floating. I would just like to float in the ocean. Okay, so the episode, well, the ladies aren't all at the beach yet. Obviously, Kenya and Latoya are there, but everyone else is kind of still fighting over finding out that Brooklyn came with Kenya. And I
Yeah.
was surprised that, like, I think Candy defended Kenya in a
Well,
really like good way and made it like it made sense. Fine. I was like, okay, I get it now. I get why
Mhm.
she brought her.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, it actually was a really good point that I didn't think of, but it was actually a really depressing point because she was like, "Oh, well, guys, like if y'all think about it, the reason she can't leave Brooklyn behind is because she doesn't have a man and she doesn't have that support system that we all have."
Right.
Like, how sad
Exactly.
was that? I was like, "Oh my God, I actually felt bad for Kenya for a split second."
I did too. I was thinking that because obviously Portia has her mom and her sister and
Yeah.
Dennis. Obviously
Candy has a
Candy's got a
million
whole,
people.
yeah, exactly.
Shamia,
The
her
fact that
husband.
Kenya needs to find someone that she trusts though. Like whether that's,
1,000%, but I don't think Kenya has, not that she doesn't have it in her, but because she's so like guarded and you can clearly tell a lot of her like actions come out of insecurities, she doesn't let
yeah.
anyone in. So
Yeah.
you're never gonna find someone unless you're vulnerable.
And I'm sure it's hard to leave your child with someone. Like I can't imagine what that's even like to leave your child with someone
Yeah.
in the first
Oh God,
place.
I can't. That's why it's like when they're having these fights, I'm like, I don't know what to think because I don't understand. Like I have my dogs, and obviously, like, oh, I hate leaving my dogs, but like a human,
Yes.
I can't compare.
No, it's
Um,
I can't imagine. I really
but I was
can't.
immediately pissed again because then they're like, they show up to the beach house after 8 hours. That was supposed to be
Also,
4 hours, 8 hours on a bus.
but
No
Cynthia,
heat or no
I know
AC.
Cynthia beat them there, like, but did she
What did she do?
why didn't she go with the ladies though? Like it didn't make sense to me. I was like, I think Cynthia was just mad that she wasn't invited on the private jet. So she pretended like she had a prior commitment and then she
Yeah.
just rolled up by herself.
Yeah, she probably like flew herself.
She
Or did she
probably
drive?
did. I mean, I think she probably drove, but I mean,
But
I
still, I
honestly
don't know
don't
how they
know.
were in that bus for 8 hours.
I
And
would have
then
died.
immediately walked into the house to a fucking janky ass murder mystery night that literally I
What?
was so mad at it because I was like, what the is going
Like,
on?
I'm down for like a murder mystery if done properly, and I
Oh,
know
if
I'm
done
doing one.
properly.
But if I know I'm doing one, when you just show up at the house and like this lady comes running in bleeding and
Yeah.
like it's a whole thing, and like you say, it was very janky.
And you don't like surprises. So imagine walking into your
Oh,
vacation house
no. I would
and
just want to
that's
go take
it.
a shower and like go to bed. Honestly, I love
Yeah.
when Portia was like, "We just came here to drink and dance and have a good time." I'm like, "Yes, we did not come here to participate in this weird ass murder mystery that no one even knew was
Yeah,
happening.
and especially after like couldn't bring their kids. Like this was mommy's night out or mommy's
Yes,
weekend out. Like
mommy's
we're gonna
4 days
party.
out. Yeah.
So Portia didn't let that murder mystery stop her because she had her henny, and the other girls had their wines and they had their
Was
vodkas.
it her and Shamia that knocked over like
A lamp?
bowl or like a lamp and shattered it?
Yeah.
Yes.
This was after Portia jumped over the couch when those
Yeah,
two
that
actor
moment.
police officers ran in. Rightfully so, but it
Oh,
was such a
absolutely.
Portia moment where she's just like, I'm out.
Yes, and she ran. Oh my god, I love Portia. I mean, Portia is the best in Atlanta. We know that.
Portia Luther
Um,
King, our
like
icon.
Kenya really is like a buzzkill. Like everyone's just trying to have fun, and she's like, like the thoughts over there,
Yeah.
like the girls over there, like just getting drunk and acting like idiots. It's like no, they're having fun. Like
But
that's what they came there to
also,
do.
it was the first night. Like maybe if she like brought them there. I was like, hey, tomorrow night I want to do
Yeah.
like a murder mystery,
Yeah,
like blah
it's
blah.
4 days they're gone. She could have done it and
Any
she
day.
could have done it the next day when she wasn't
Yeah.
feeding them all day and they were sitting by the pool starving.
That's all I'll say.
You
It's
know
like
what I
we learned
mean?
she's not a good host,
Right.
so not surprised. Question: what did you
Yes.
think about Fallon bringing her husband and not staying with them?
I mean, why come? Like just
I thought so too.
go with your man on like a trip somewhere else and like go do your thing. If you don't want to participate, don't participate. But coming there and staying next door and just coming
It's
when you
so
want to
weird.
come, like that makes sense. It's like I was like, she would have made a great housewife. I mean, she's stunning. She's married to an older guy. She has kids. Like they're wealthy. I think it would have made an interesting
Has a
storyline.
private plane.
Has a private plane, but you can just tell she's not that willing to engage. I don't know if it's her husband that doesn't want her to. I don't know if she doesn't want to,
Yeah.
but she's clearly not going to work for the show
Yeah.
unless she changes that.
Whenever she said like, "Oh, I need my husband here," I was like, "We don't need
He's my best
that."
friend. He's
It's a
this. It's like,
it's very
okay.
Kim and Croy, and like
And
they
how'd that work
were
out?
they were icons, so they at least got a little bit. So they had their own show, but it didn't work
Mhm.
out for the Housewives show because that's not it. We're not a
Right.
husband show.
Like I kind of lived for the fact that Croy would drive Kim places. I would just sit outside.
I mean, that was actually kind of
Like,
iconic. 'Cause it's like, don't have to pay for an Uber. Got my
yes.
husband on a leash. I know where he's at all
You
times.
got a nice car. Like he literally just sits outside and
Yeah.
waits for you to go in and film your scenes. I was like, okay, that's like
I mean, it's
relationship
not so bad.
goals. Like I would not have been mad at that
But
for
again, we
sure.
already knew Kim and it was okay at the time.
Exactly. No, she didn't come in like that. She came in
No.
freaking crazy as shit,
Well,
willing
she
to
just had her
party.
sugar daddy.
Yeah, smoke and drink 24/7 and go buy an Escalade like on the dime, like for with her man
Am I
out of nowhere.
saying?
That's literally the best. I mean, I can't.
I'll be tardy for
Oh
the
my
party.
god.
Oh my gosh. But that actually, so the
God.
whole weirdly, that little Fallon thing got Drew and Latoya like in a little tizzy. But I think I blame Latoya because Drew just was because Latoya was being like annoying to Fallon. And Drew was essentially like, why are you even worried about it? Like, you don't give a shit about guys or girls with husbands. So what's your problem?
I think okay, I agree that it was
Fighting words.
Latoya escalated it. But yeah, I mean, Drew shouldn't have said you don't care about people and their husbands. Like, I don't think that was
They
right.
did do a flashback, and Latoya was kind of like,
Well,
I
she said
don't
I'll do whatever
care.
because we're
Yeah.
separated. But I mean,
That's
I
true.
think it's
It
kind of
was
a
pointed.
because it almost made it sound like to me, like if someone said that to me, it almost makes you sound like you don't like respect people in their marriages. And I don't think
Yeah,
Latoya's
that's
like
true.
disrespecting their marriage.
But
She's
you
like, why do you have to bring him? It's a girls' trip. Like it's weird.
Yeah, but you have to agree that she escalated it though by
A
randomly
hundred
going up to
percent.
Drew and just being like what was the quote exactly? It was like, what is your man doing, or what is like
She said something like, Drew, oh, can we talk about your struggling husband?
yeah, and then
Like,
grabs her arm, and I was like, whoa, you can't do
yeah.
that.
And then she responded with, I'm from Chicago, bitch. Like the last girl that did that got her head rammed through a wall or something.
Yeah, into a
I was like,
gate.
into a gate. Oh, sorry, not a
Which I was
gate.
interested. I was like, what kind of gate? Chain link, wooden gate, a metal
Electric
gate,
gate. Like,
electric
what?
barbed wire.
I'm like, is this woman still alive? Should we be out
Yeah.
looking for
Is she
her?
still in the gate?
Oh my god.
But I actually think Drew held her like, she said that little like I'm from Chicago thing, but she walked out. She didn't get in her face. She didn't like
Well, I
do
love
anything.
Candy was like, "Can we not do this in my bedroom?"
Yeah, right.
Like,
She's like, I just got my bed.
Yeah, she was like, "Can we not do this in here?" But I
Yeah.
just think like you could tell Latoya was wasted.
Oh, I was gonna say she can't hold her liquor, and that was so
Yeah.
obvious.
Well, they were drinking a lot. Like they were doing shots. They were drinking a lot. I was
Yeah.
just like, you can tell when someone's drunk. It's not even worth like
Hmm.
engaging with because it's just gonna be messier and she's not in her right mind.
Yeah, I
So
noticed it more when she was trying to like apologize to her, and she kept like
Mhm.
getting in her personal space. I was like, okay, you're drunk because like you're not even
Her
realizing that
eyes
there's
even. She
boundaries.
was
Yeah.
like,
And then
yeah,
like someone tried to like turn her away, and she was just kind of like,
yeah.
oh,
No, she
okay.
was hammered. She was
Yeah.
for sure hammered.
But I
But that's whenever
do.
they coined the aunties.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Do you remember how like mad Marlo got because of her damn room?
I mean, the fact that she walked in there and she immediately said, I'm not staying in here. I'm going to turn the living room into my room, which I
Yeah.
like. That room did look so depressing. But Kenya, earlier when they were
I was like, it's
playing,
just asleep.
well, I mean, you know me, I would be not into this. But Kenya did say earlier there's one extra room that's nicer, and if you don't like the room that you're in, you can upgrade that one if you win. Like I know she didn't win the murder mystery, but seeing how upset she was, Kenya shouldn't have been such an ass, and she should have been like, okay, like it was like funny, obviously we went
Yeah.
along, but there is another room if you want to go stay there.
Yeah. It's like
Like,
it's clearly like so
can
shady,
you
but
imagine if Nini had been there and they walked into an assigned room situation? That would have been like Nini would not have had that freaking
Nene would have gone and stayed with Fallon's husband in the other house. She'd
I
be like, "I'll
mean,
rent that house too, bitch."
the room was very depressing. Like I
I
wouldn't have been
know.
opposed to doing it if I was Marlo, honestly.
But then they did the whole like nieces and auntie thing, which is funny. So it was just like the old like this is I'm doing this in quotes, the older ladies and the younger ladies, but it
Well,
was
it's
more of
not
an
even like
energy thing.
it's a
But
boring thing. Exactly. It's
yeah,
not even the age. Like it's just like I love Candy, but you know she doesn't drink. She drinks her water,
yeah.
and Candy's been bringing it more than ever this
I
season.
was gonna say Candy's been bringing
But
it.
she was with the girls who like weren't drunk, weren't up dancing, weren't up
Hmm.
partying. So that's why they
Yeah.
got the
And
name
they have the other girls
aunties.
drinking like Hennessy and Tito's like by the bottle, and it's
Living
like
their
okay,
best
a little bit
life.
different.
Exactly.
But Portia
Um.
did say something when they were all sitting in her room, like when they were all talking like
Uh
separate
huh.
from the aunties.
Uh huh.
Portia said like Latoya loves to push people's buttons. Like that's it.
And
That's the
that
whole
to
thing.
me was like, that's exactly
That's it.
why her and Kenya have clicked.
Yeah.
Because they both like to kind of push people and test
Hmm.
their boundaries with people.
And like as she's saying that, like Latoya's in the other room, like in the kitchen, talking about Drew's wig again. The
Yeah,
wig
she
wasn't
was
even bad. I'm sorry, it really they keep flashing back to it, and every time I think I'm like, oh, it's gonna get worse, it's gonna get worse. I'm like, every time I think it's better. I'm like, it's not worth
also
talking
like
about.
if it's just one that she had gotten, once again, I thought it looked fine. I never
I
would have even
I
thought
would have never
anything
thought
of it.
anything of it. Yeah.
But she was being responsible in quarantine also and just like got like she wasn't going to the salon to get her hair done. She
Yeah.
wasn't doing whatever. Like she just bought that. But I thought it looked great. Like
I do too.
I no issue with it.
And that's what I didn't understand because then like that's just like the rest of the episode. Latoya's like her wig, her wig, her wig. Oh.
Moving, moving. Kim Zolciak's breakout song that some people
She
forget
just
about.
she's
My
still
wig.
in our thoughts.
She is interwoven herself, interweaving herself. Like, trying to make a hair pun here.
Okay, ma'am.
Um,
No, but yeah, so the entire episode we're just like hearing Latoya do that and try to be shady towards Drew.
mhm.
And at a certain point, Latoya even brings or she tries to bring out a wig, and the
Oh
girls are
yeah,
like,
at
don't
the
do
last
that because they're
minute.
like, oh wait, actually before we
Because we
get to
have to
that,
talk about the Kenya getting herself
that's what I was
groomed
gonna
in the
say. I'm
kitchen.
sorry, Kenya ordering those damn crab cakes and
I
not
mean,
invite anyone else
her
to eat.
excuse was, I'm PMSing. Sorry, I didn't know that PMSing made you unable to go ask all of your friends in the house, hey, I'm ordering Postmates. Does anyone want anything from
Right?
here? Or
Yeah.
just like order 12 crab cake. Like they're rich. She was bragging about her black card that she had. Like you can buy everyone in the house. And the way she kept saying, oh my God, it reminds you of like your mom when you're young. And like, she's like, you have food in the house. You have food in the fridge. There is food in the fridge you can have. I'm like, then
I
why the hell aren't you
know.
eating it? Why do
I
I
mean,
have
did
to
you
go
see
eat it?
Marlo trying to cook? She poured like a gallon of oil and it started popping everywhere.
And disgusting. And she's gonna hurt herself.
Yeah, she
Also,
was just
like,
like they're like for a whole scene.
yes,
Marlo's just like
yeah. Like you
oil
can
into
tell
a
she doesn't
pot.
cook for herself very
No.
often. It's just the fact that she's like there's sandwich stuff in there. They come out and she's eating her crab cake and her fries. And they like come out with like a bag of chips and like hummus. Like that was what they had in the fridge.
Yeah, and Kenya's just sitting there eating their crab cake
That would
in
have
front of them.
I did Candy's the energy Candy gave it, she was so pissed off because she's like, I let it slide whenever you were talking about
Mm-hmm.
like the kids, whatever was happening, but do not be so damn
I was like,
disrespectful to not get me
you
a crab cake.
you do not get in the middle of Candy and good food,
And we know that.
because she was even sitting there like stealing all the fries. Did you notice
Yes,
that? She was
yes,
like,
I
I
did
don't care
notice
if
that.
you like aren't giving me any. I'm just gonna take some off your plate.
And she gave Tanya, I think, some of the like crab cake itself because
Yeah.
Tanya was like, I'm getting so drunk right now. Like I
Yeah.
haven't eaten all day. Like I'm literally gonna be hammered by 2.
I
But Tanya
mean,
justified it because she hired that guy to come in and do the pig, which
mhm.
I would have not been very into, but it did look like a beautiful experience.
I was like Candy. She was like, I know a lot of people
Yeah.
don't like this and probably are like really turned off by this. She was like, it is good. And I
I
was like, that would be
mean,
me over there, like
that would be you eating all of the pig, and I would just be
all
like,
of it.
that's what Kenya
And he was
tried to teach.
James Beard Award winner
Yeah, like he for his pigs, like, and I'm sure it was amazing. All the
for
fries
his
looked
pigs.
incredible. I mean, it's just the fact that like I would have probably tried it, but I'm kind of like Tanya, who is like, "Can you just put some on a plate for me, please? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go over there and do it." And Kenya spun that around back on Tanya and was like, "You just seem like a bit of like a princess. Like you expect people to do things for you." I was like, I don't think that Tanya was like that. I felt like it was just Kenya trying to like stir up shit,
Can we
trying to start
just
an argument.
agree that King is the worst host?
I mean, she's literally the worst host. I mean, you don't assign rooms to people, like you play a game, you figure it out, you do something. I get if you're the host and you want like one of the best rooms, fine. Okay. I'll
I'm
let
actually
that
okay
go.
with that. I was like, if you actually
Yeah,
plan the trip and like did all the organizing and everyone's coming on, you do get the best room,
I
but then
agree.
like you do something creative for everyone else to get the room, so it's even.
I liked how was it in Columbia when Tinsley for New York when she hosted and she got everyone. I mean, I love I say I like this and it's like the fanciest one, but she got everyone like a Tiffany necklace with an initial on it, and you got to like pull for each other, and the order you pulled was the order you picked your rooms. And I think
Yeah,
she even threw herself in the hat, like, and
I
she
think
got
she
like the fourth
did.
best room.
Yeah.
But like something like that is like a good idea. You don't just go around assigning people and not giving them damn food whenever you're postmating a food.
And also, I do hope when I'm going on vacation with a friend that I do have a little bit of say. But also, if I was planning it, I would make sure I picked a house that pretty much had evenly good rooms.
Exactly. Like there's I mean, I guess it is a big house. And like we say, like we're being dramatic. Marlo's room wasn't
Yeah.
terrible. I mean, she did turn
But
it
we aren't like
into
millionaires and like blah blah
Marlo's
blah. Like
dressing
maybe I would
room, which
get.
was iconic.
Wait,
Marlo's
what did you
status.
say? Because you had to make that a point.
Marlo's dressing room was an iconic moment. She was like, I'm not even gonna stay in there. It's not worth it, but it's gonna be in my closet. I
I
was like,
love
yes,
that.
ma'am. I love whenever Marlo does the extra shit that she
Yeah.
does. I mean, even her outfit she wore to the pool just to hang around, those boots
Yeah.
and like one piece. And I was like, she's like, this makes me happy. And I was like, you know what? Good for you. If it makes you happy, I love it. Get dressed up.
I mean, Marla's always coming in with something interesting, like, attitude, look, whatever. Love her or hate her, she brings something.
She totally brings something.
But then we have
Completely agree.
Latoya over here in an ending, rounding out the episode, trying to bring something by shading Drew again at dinner about her wig. And I
Yes.
thought Drew did something very clever by going and getting her own headshot and signing it for her and be like, I know you're my biggest fan because you're worried about me, talking about me. You're
Yes.
obsessed with my character in a show. How about I give you an autograph? And I was like,
That was the
yes,
best Drew
bitch.
moment of the season. That is like the most Drew has given us, and it was so good.
And I kind of
Like,
was like, that's why she's a housewife. Like that was clever comeback, and it wasn't even like in a fight. It was just like, here you go, girl. I don't
do
need
you
to
think
fight
she
with you.
came up with that idea all by herself, or do you think she like ran it past her mom or like her husband or anything? Or do you think like
Probably.
she straight up came up with it and was just like, I'm just gonna bring this and I'm gonna do it? Like,
I don't even
I
care how she
don't
got
know.
there. I liked it.
I liked it too. I'm with you on
Yeah.
that.
But that
But
was
next week I think we're gonna see the
what we've all been
next
waiting for.
party. We're going to the dungeon. We're gonna have a good time next week. I'm
I think we
excited.
are gonna have a good time next week. Like this is an episode.
I'm
I'll pour me a little, a little vodka sody and like
oh yeah.
hang out and be like, I
Oh,
want to party with these girls during this episode.
for sure. Having a drink during that episode and
Yeah,
going to love it.
it's gonna be a good one.
Should we head to below deck now?
Yes, let's go below that deck, girl.
Let's resume to Elizabeth and Francesca having their conversation. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Uh,
This episode more than ever. Like I used to be like, okay, Elizabeth's bad at her job, but Francesca's kind of a bitch. Like let's call it what it is. Like she's passive aggressive and I'm not into it.
mhm.
After this episode, I was like, okay, Elizabeth just doesn't care and she's
She
not
doesn't care.
trying.
That's
And
you're
I
so
get it.
right.
Like and Francesca's so like and I'm not really defending her because I don't think that she
Yeah.
handles things the best. But like you can tell she's so passionate about her job and she even like cries in an interview because she's so frustrated with how everything's going with Elizabeth. So like I felt worse for Francesca this episode than I have probably in any of the past ones. What did you
I
think?
same. I was kind of like overall and annoyed with this episode. Not that I
Mhm.
didn't enjoy it, but like I was annoyed because I was like, Francesca and Elizabeth, they're annoying together. Elizabeth and James, so toxic and annoying together. Ashling weirdly crying with Francesca was really weird.
That was a moment.
And
I
then the
was like,
Queen of
wait, what is
Versailles,
happening?
I know. And then the Queen of Versailles and her sons were, she was actually kind of funny, but her
Yeah,
sons were the worst.
the
And I
worst.
was just like, oh, this is an
I mean,
annoying
and you
episode.
didn't even mention Izzy and the freaking deckhands, as I'm calling them. I'm not even calling them deckhands anymore. Like,
Yeah.
literally, she gets promoted to lead deckhand, and they treat her like they've never done their job before.
Garbage. Yeah.
Like, they've never ever used a chamois or used a hose or anything. Like, they are actually like absolute dickheads.
I did love because like you said, they started off like talking with or Francesca and Elizabeth started talking, essentially saying like, I want to fire you, but like don't know if we can. So we don't know if
Yeah,
she's gonna get fired or not at this point, but they talk about it.
yeah.
And then Liz is like, I gotta go call my energy healer.
Iconic when Captain Lee came on the boat and she was sitting outside talking to her energy healer and he was like, is her energy broken? Like what are we calling
Yeah.
here?
And I was like, this is so awkward for your boss to come
You could
walk
tell
in
that
on
he was
that.
just like, what the actual hell is happening
Yeah.
right now?
And then right after that, the Queen of Versailles
Yes.
walks on the boat and they're literally like, do we call you the Queen of Versailles or do we call you Miss Siegel? And she's like, oh, whatever works.
Either. I'll
I,
respond to either. I was like, oh my god.
yeah, I was like,
Iconic.
what? And her necklace, did you see her necklace at Queen of
Yes, the
Versailles?
gold Queen
Yeah.
of Versailles. I was like,
Ugh.
honestly. And you know that's like the 24 karat gold.
Oh, yeah.
Like that is an expensive ass
Something
necklace.
so gaudy and just like, ugh.
Just like them, gaudy and over the top and
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Might I even
Uh,
say white trash?
I would say a little bit of white trash in there. I wouldn't not say it. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it, but I wouldn't not say it.
Well, Francesca
Um,
decides to go talk to Captain Lee about Elizabeth and James and going into the cabin. And I think it's one of those things that like Captain Lee does not give a crap about what they're doing and their personal lives, but it's like disrespectful to the boat when you don't get permission. I think that's the one thing
mhm.
you don't do. You don't disrespect the boat. You answer your radio and you
Yes,
don't disrespect
exactly.
the boat. Like that's
Mhm.
Captain Lee's like biggest, and they've completely disrespected the boat by doing this.
And we've seen multiple seasons before where like crew will ask to stay in a guest cabin one night and they'll be like, oh yeah, like usually that's fine as long as you clean up and like make the bed and blah blah. So it's not
Exactly.
unheard of. You just got to be respectful and respect the boat.
Exactly. And she still was making it like, oh, well, we didn't sleep in there. That's how Elizabeth's justifying it. You stayed in there till 6:30 in the morning and then
Yeah.
you went to your bed. You slept in there. Like you
To me, I
basically
was
stayed in
like,
there.
are you trying to say y'all just fucked all night and
Yeah,
didn't
exactly. I'm like,
sleep?
you
And
guys were
there's like a
banging
little
for
wink
five
wink.
hours. Like, no, ma'am. And James is like, he does not care about her. She's like, it's her birthday, by the
No.
way. It's her
Yeah.
30th, like a huge birthday.
Hmm.
And she's like, oh, I just like I'm hoping that I'm really optimistic he's gonna do something cute and sweet for me. I was like, girl, have you met James? Like,
Yeah. And
he
the
is
energy
not
he's
doing
giving
anything.
out to you this episode is not, I'm
He
into
even
you.
said to her, he said, she's my friend. Like, I'm not her boyfriend. I'll try to like make a cake happen for her as her friend, being so cut and dry, like
Mm-hmm.
basically like an F you to her, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying he's a good guy, but I will say she's really assuming things before they've happened because they've never had a talk like, are we dating? Are we doing this? He's being an asshole, mind you. Like, I mean,
He's
like, I
also
agree, but he's not entitled to be her boyfriend.
he's also proven that he's not that into her, like no matter what.
Exactly.
Like he's like using her to sleep with her. He has no interest in pursuing things off the boat. Let's say that.
There was a little funny like cutaway that like Rachel was like in the kitchen and she was carrying huge cucumbers, and she's like, date night.
I freaking like love Rachel. Okay, what did you
She's
think on
insane, but I
this?
love her.
What did you think with the whole writing the fish down, like the mahi mahi debacle?
Okay, I was watching it with my boyfriend who has been in the service industry for quite a while, and
Okay.
we ended up agreeing to disagree, but we definitely had differing opinions at the beginning. And I thought she should have separated their names
Okay.
because two of the names were together with Mahi Mahi.
Okay.
My
Okay,
boyfriend
fair.
Joe was saying, no, like there's 7 guests, there should be 7 entrees. If there was something off, you should ask.
Well, wasn't the thing one of them asked for lamb and mahi? So there
Yes,
were seven technically. Or no, were there eight written down then?
there
Oh,
would
there was
be
seven.
8 written down then because I think there were 7
Yeah.
guests and then one had lamb and mahi.
Okay. See, my
So,
thought with it was in the first place, like she said to her, like mahi mahi, she spoke it out loud or whatever.
mhm.
Like the thing is, Rachel should have read the ticket fully up and like I'm a person who like I can't remember things. Like people like waiters that come up to your table and are like, okay, you ordered this, and that are crazy to me. Like I would have to write down every single detail.
Yeah.
The fact that she had written it down, like I didn't think that Francesca was in the wrong there. But I feel like a lot of
I
people on
didn't think
Twitter thought
she
Francesca was wrong.
I initially thought Francesca was wrong because I was like, well, she should have separated. If she
Okay.
was separating all the names, she should have separated those two that she put like I think it was like I'm just gonna say it, Neela and it was like Jessa or something like that. She
Yeah.
put like Neela plus Jessa Mahi Mahi, and
Right.
I was like, no, you shouldn't have done that. If you're doing everyone separate, you can't just randomly combine names.
I get
But at
that.
the same time, can't you just be like, hey, this
Yeah.
is a little confusing?
Yeah.
And Joe was like, no, like she should have known. She's the chef.
Yeah.
She should have like
Double check.
asked questions,
Well,
double
that's what I
checked,
would have
blah
said
blah
if I
blah.
saw it. I'd be like, all right, you need two, like, because I watched an occasional Hell's Kitchen.
Well,
And
there you
like
go.
Gordon Ramsay will like say it and write it down and like say it to them. He'll be like, I need two steak, two lobster, three
Yeah,
pork chop. Like, and they'll be like, yes, chef, like two steak, two lobster, three pork chop. Like, say it back like that.
yeah.
And it's written down. So, I mean, I don't know. Like you say, he was in
I
the service industry and it's nice to have a behind the scenes on that.
yeah, I just and like I think Captain C, Captain of the Sea,
Captain
Captain
C.
Lee said it best. He was like, it was just a miscommunication. Like
Yeah.
Rachel can't get this mad at Francesca
Well,
because
that's what
like
Rachel
it's whatever.
overreacts and is like, I'm in a meeting
Always.
after this. Like, I'm so pissed off. I'm so this. And it was like, well,
It
you guys
was pointless.
were
Like,
probably both like your communication's kind of bad. But I don't think it's
yeah.
Francesca running like the ship poorly. Like, I don't think she was running
No.
the interior bad by any means. And I feel like Rachel has not been happy with the level that she's gotten from Francesca all season.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's kind of like
Yeah.
at like, it's towards the end of the season, so they're kind of
Yeah.
like at each other a little bit.
Is it
And
really
this was
already
kind of
towards the end of the
I feel like
season?
it has to be because we're starting to talk about coronavirus more.
Yeah, you're
So it
probably
has to be
right.
coming towards the end because even like the little rich kids were like, "Oh, all of our trips in Europe were canceled. The media's hyping it up." And I'm like, "Okay."
They were the absolute
Yeah.
freaking worst boat. But maybe our dad will buy this boat. I was like, oh my god, it's like my daddy is better than your daddy. I'm like,
I
oh, I can't with
know.
these
It was just
people.
like so gross. Did you even hear the guy, like the dad was like, "I wonder what the poor people are doing?"
Yes, I do. They were showing that on the commercials too, and I was like,
Yeah.
what a
Like that's
dick.
so insane. And I'm like, guys, I get y'all are building the biggest house in America or whatever, but it's been in the process of being built since 2004, and I think it's in a fucking swamp.
Exactly. It's like well over 10 years they've been doing this,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Like the thing is though, like I like Jackie.
I do too.
The
She's very sweet.
she's the person that I'm like, but she still surrounds herself with these people. They were still
Yes.
her children. So there still has to be an element of her that's probably like a little bit like that too.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
they
she's
were
not
saying
innocent, but she has endearing qualities. The rest of them
like
don't.
her Versace floaty that I was like desperately
Yeah.
after. I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. You're like, my
Like, can I get my
man, you
hands on a
gotta get it.
Versace float now? Yeah, I wish. Yeah, I would love to get laughed at like in my face. So that would never
Yeah.
happen.
There was
Uh,
also a cute little moment because, sadly, we know that Captain Lee's son passed away due to overdose,
mhm,
and the Queen of Versailles had a daughter that did as well. So
mhm,
there was like a really like sweet
yeah,
and sad moment of like Captain Lee was at dinner and they were talking about it, and he had to get up from the table, and it's just like
yeah.
I love him, his Hawaiian shirt. I just wanted to give him a hug.
Well, they were
It's just
talking about it a few times throughout the episode. Like they
yeah,
had mentioned it prior, and he had said like, oh, they asked me to dinner. I hope that it's not like the topic the entire time. I don't know if I can handle it. And of course, like you say, it came up and they were like, you know, we're here for you. Like, it doesn't get easier, it gets more manageable, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like you'll never be able to get over it.
Right.
But since he's so like, it just happened so recently and they had
Right.
a little bit more time on him, they're like, you'll
there's
at
some
least be able to
coping
like,
mechanisms that
yes.
can maybe help you and
And
help
I
you get through it.
thought that was sweet of like Jackie as well. Like she was just showing like her
Yeah,
heart a
yeah.
little bit, and like I was like, that was the only like, you know, it was
Yeah.
cute.
No, I thought that was really sweet. But after dinner, everyone went to bed except for the two sons who like aren't 21, which isn't a big deal because like obviously you can drink there
Yeah,
whenever
like it's
you're
legal, but they're
12-year-old.
just like clearly don't know their boundaries.
Well, Ashling tells them that the hot tub is broken when they tried to get in it. And I think that's going to cause some drama next week because I
Yeah, but
get
she
that they
wasn't wrong, like to
no,
try
I
to
get it.
stop
Like
him.
she cut them off and she's like, you guys can't drink anymore. But they turned into straight up smart asses. He was like, oh, maybe I'll wake up and cook you breakfast tomorrow then. Or like, sorry, I thought this was my vacation. I thought this was like my time to have fun and unwind and do whatever I want. And she's like, I can't serve you anymore. And I think
Yeah,
that's a good call. If
I
she
think it was a
didn't
good
have a
call, but
bottle of
you're
like whiskey or something crazy, I was like, oh
yeah.
my
They were
god.
having Hennessy. They had a half a bottle of
Mm.
Hennessy
I mean, that's crazy.
with
The
Gatorade.
so the
Like that's
one guy
trash.
drank half a bottle though, like the
Yeah,
one guy. So I'm sure the other guy drank the other half the bottle.
yeah.
But that
She
should
made the
be
right choice, but I bet it
interesting.
will come up. But
Also, Elizabeth was mad at the end of the episode because
that's what I
she
was
was
gonna
like,
say.
I expected more. She called her mom like pissed off about James, and she was like, I expected more. Did you though? I mean, like he showed you exactly who he is 100 times, and she's
Yeah.
still mad that he didn't do something for her.
I mean, she got a butter bread cake with sprinkles on it and chocolate.
I mean, the thought was
It
cute.
was cute. I was like, if that's what I got and it was from like my friends, I would be very
Yeah.
happy because at least I could celebrate. I mean, it reminds me of my cousin one year. I feel like I told you this before.
Hmm.
Got me a hot wing cake.
I mean, I love this
It was
story.
a center with bread. The icing was mashed potatoes, and
Iconic.
then the outside was wings, and then drizzled hot wing or buffalo sauce all over it. And it
I
was
love this
literally
story.
the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, but
Oh,
also
of
the best
course.
thing I've ever seen.
I
Like, did
mean,
I lick it? Yes.
that's one of
Pre-corona,
those
of
things
course.
like you're not like that down to eat it, let's be honest, but it's so like you get to say I had a hot wing cake.
You know.
Like your birthday's in a couple weeks. How do
Ugh.
we top that? You can't. You can't top a hot wing cake.
I
Do you
mean,
have
you
a
can with
picture of
another
it?
hot wing, a
I'm
bigger
like,
hot wing
we're
cake.
coming into the 10-tiered hot wing
Yeah.
cake this year. And
It's a fountain, like
we
a
were coming
ranch fountain.
I mean, that is our absolute dream. I'm like, oh god, I have 2 weeks to pull this together.
Yeah, if I have a wedding, will I have a ranch fountain? Yes, ma'am. And
Uh,
that's why I will not get married until way after coronavirus because I need everyone dipping their fingies
Dip it
into
in.
that ranch.
We gotta put out carrots. I'm talking chips. I'm talking all of the above. We're doing pizza. We're doing pizza in your ranch
A
fountain.
charcuterie board.
Not a charcuterie.
Well, that
Charcuterie.
was below deck, right? I think that was all that I really took from it. Do you have anything else?
I think that's it. Although now you've got me on charcuterie, and I'm thinking of Chef Rachel screaming charcuter board.
I won't put it past her. It's gonna happen.
Charcuter. Oh my god, iconic. But no, that's it. That's it for me on Below Deck. That's it for me on
Do
all
you
our
have
shows this
any
week.
closing thoughts on our shows? Anything? Any last thoughts?
Super excited for Salt Lake finale.
Oh, so
Summer House
excited.
comes back this week, and I'm super excited about that.
Oh
So
my god,
that's mine.
yeah, I'm very excited to cover that. That's something that like I've always watched on and off. And last season I definitely watched like fully, but
Yeah,
this one I feel like it's gonna be so good. And I'm excited to like recap it and talk about it. It's gonna be really fun.
I just revenged Summer House the last season, and I am very excited for
So
this
you're
new one.
ready.
I am ready. I will have references. I'll be good. I'll be remembering everything. So we're good.
Amazing. Okay. Well, I'll have to do a little bingey myself
A
then.
little refresher, just to
All right.
refresh.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
I will see you in a couple days. Bye.
Bye.